Imagine you're reading a book, but this book isn't written outside, it's written inside you. Every birth, every thought, every identity you've carried is just a chapter in it. But what if, all of a sudden, you realize that everything you've read so far was just the introduction? Who are you really? A name? A face? A story? Or maybe a consciousness that exists beyond all of that? Ancient sages in India uncovered a secret that has the power to awaken your soul to its truest form. That wisdom was called the Upanishads. And today, we are about to unlock the deepest layers of that sacred knowledge. This isn't just going to give you information, it's an experience. It's something that touches your consciousness. Because this isn't your everyday topic. This will question the very roots of your existence. Today, we're diving into an ancient science that doesn't just change you. It reminds you that maybe you were never really changed to begin with. We'll explore why Tat Tvam Asi, you are that, isn't just a mantra, but a revolution of identity. We'll explore how your breath, your thoughts, and your sound can actually recode your sense of self. And we'll see how practices like yoga, ancient wisdom, and the search for the soul can guide you back to your true nature. So if you're ready for a journey that connects you to the universe within, then let's begin. But remember, this isn't just something to watch. This is an inner ritual. You're not watching, you're remembering. Who are you? Are you just a name that someone else gave you? A face you've learned to recognize in the mirror? Or a story, some memories, a few victories, a few sorrows, and the shadows of relationships you've carried? But what if you could set all that aside for just a moment? Would anything still remain? Is there a part of you that isn't tied to time? That isn't trapped in a role, an age, or an experience? A consciousness that exists behind all these forms, present before every thought, beyond every feeling, and hidden beneath every identity? That's the secret the ancient sages of India discovered. They found that the soul isn't a concept. It's an experience, a truth that cannot just be understood. It must be lived. They called this wisdom the Upanishads, a knowledge that doesn't hand out answers. It peels away layers. It doesn't explain. It awakens memory. And today, we are about to open the door to the most sacred depths of that secret knowledge. This video isn't here just to inform you. It's not a document you read and forget. It's an experience that can touch your awareness, spark that inner flame in you that has been quiet for a long time, but never truly extinguished. Because this topic is not ordinary, it questions the very core of your being. Your who am I? Your why am I? And most importantly, is what I've believed until now really the truth? Today, we'll explore an ancient science that doesn't just offer transformation. It reminds you of what was never lost to begin with. We'll understand why Tat Tvam Asi, you are that, is not just a chant. It's a revolution in who you believe yourself to be. We'll see how your breath, your thoughts, and your voice, together, can reprogram your identity. And we'll learn how yoga, ancient knowledge, and the quest for the soul can lead you to that version of yourself that is eternal, peaceful, and whole. So if you're ready to walk a path that reconnects you with the cosmos inside you, let's move forward. And remember, this isn't something to be watched. This is an inner ritual. This is remembrance. This is awakening. You're not watching. You're remembering. You are that. Tat Tvam Asi. The words are short, simple, and yet, inside them is a mystery deep enough to shake the very foundation of who you think you are. This phrase isn't just meant to be heard. It's not even meant to be just thought about. It's a call, a voice rising from within that says, everything you're searching for out there, it's already within you. In the 6th chapter of the Chandogya Upanishad, there's a powerful conversation between a father and his son. The father's name is Uddalaka, and the son is Shvetaketu. Shvetaketu had just returned home after studying the Vedas for 12 long years. But something had changed, not in the depth of his wisdom, but in the height of his ego. He believed he had learned everything there was to know. He thought he had reached the peak of knowledge. So his father asked him a simple question. Have you come to know that, by knowing which, everything else becomes known? Have you realized the knowledge that reveals even the unknowable? This wasn't a test. It wasn't about getting the right answer. It was a doorway, a gateway for the soul to break free from its illusions. And what followed was not a lecture, but a revelation. Uddalaka led his son on a journey inward, showing him that the soul isn't separate. It isn't divided. The soul is everywhere, in all things, in all beings. That same soul, that same Brahman, is you. He explained that just as jewelry can come in the form of a ring, a crown, or a necklace, each may appear different, but at the core, they're all made of the same gold. In the same way, the body, the name, the thoughts, and the roles we carry may all look different, but their source, their essence, is the same. It's the pure soul. It's Brahman. It's truth. You are that. Tat Tvam Asi. This isn't a philosophical statement. It's not a metaphor. It's a reconstruction of your identity. It is the burning away of the illusions that have kept you tied to labels, names, and stories that were never fully yours to begin with. Most of us link our identity to our past, to pain, to roles we've played, to definitions handed down by society. We think we are what happened to us, or what people think of us, or what we've achieved or failed at. But the Upanishads challenge this deeply. They say, you are not your body. You are not your mind. You are the soul, pure, unshaken, eternal. And once you begin to recognize this truth, the old identities start to fall away. Not all at once, but slowly, like shedding old clothes, like laying down burdens that were never really yours. This is the first real step of transformation, not changing who you are, but removing what you never were. This shift doesn't require you to become someone else. It invites you to return to who you've always been, to awaken to the awareness that beneath every mask you've worn, there is a still, timeless essence. And that essence is untouched by your story, your success, your failures, or your fears. But that's not easy, is it? We've been told for so long that we are our name, our job, our status, our trauma. These stories feel so real because we've lived inside them for years. They became walls we couldn't see. And yet, the Upanishads whisper gently, those are just layers. Peel them back. See what remains. And what remains? Silence. Stillness. A presence that doesn't need a name. A presence that isn't here to be liked or validated. It just is. And in that isness, you return to the source of all things. You are that. Not someday. Not after more effort. Not when you become better or more spiritual or more successful. You already are. You just forgot. And now, this moment, this very breath is a chance to remember. You see, this is not a concept meant to stay in the mind. It's meant to be lived, to be embodied. It's not enough to say, I am that with your words. You must feel it in your breath, in your silence, in the space between your thoughts. The more you feel it, the more your false identities begin to loosen their grip. They fall not because you fight them, but because they're no longer needed. Think about this. If you were never told your name, if no one ever gave you a mirror or a biography or a resume, who would you be? What would remain? That's what this teaching is pointing to. Not the story, but the storyteller. Not the wave, but the ocean. You are not here to become something. You are here to remember what you already are. And this remembrance, this identity shift, doesn't come from reading books or repeating slogans. It comes when you begin to see yourself differently. When the voice within you that always doubted begins to quiet down. When the old voice that said, I'm not enough, is replaced by a deeper knowing that whispers, I always was. So let's return to that sacred phrase again, Tat Tvam Asi. You are that which you've prayed to, that which you've searched for in relationships, in ambition, in meditation, in solitude. That presence, that stillness is you. This is where real change begins. Not by climbing a ladder, but by letting go of the one you thought you had to climb. The ancient wisdom isn't about self-improvement. It's about self-remembrance. And this journey, it doesn't start with action. It starts with stillness. It starts when you no longer ask, how do I become? And instead ask, what must I unlearn? That's when the old falls away. That's when the new isn't created, but revealed. So take a breath. Let go of the name. Let go of the role. Let go of what they told you you're supposed to be. Beneath it all, A quiet truth waits for you. You are not broken. You are not lost. You are that. You've always been that. Have you ever stopped to wonder, what is your voice made of? Not just the words, but the sound, the vibration, the energy behind it. What if I told you that your voice is not just a tool for communication, but a key to creation itself? The ancient sages said something extraordinary. Sound is creation. In that one line lies a hidden truth about the entire universe. If creation was born through sound, then to transform it, you must begin with sound. Whatever you repeat inside yourself, that becomes your outer reality. If the words echoing inside you are, I'm weak, I'm broken, I don't know who I am, then that's the message you're sending into the universe. And the universe responds not just to your thoughts, but to the frequency you're tuned into. In the Chandogya Upanishad, the first and second chapters speak of a sound Om. But it's not just any sound. It's the seed of Brahman, the original vibration, the pulse from which every planet, every star, every breath, and yes, every thought and feeling has emerged. When we chant Om, we're not just creating a sound. We're tuning into the origin, into that primal pulse from which everything arises. Your identity is not a fixed object. It's a frequency. It's a rhythm. It's a sound. And when you change that sound, your emotions, your experiences, even your very reality begins to shift. That's not poetry. That's vibration. That's resonance. That's physics and spirit meeting at the center of who you are. The ancient texts speak of Psalm Same Psalm, a sacred sound where truth, honor, and abundance come together in a single vibration. That's why mantras are not just recited once. They are repeated. Because each time you repeat a sacred sound, you're sculpting your inner energy. You're reshaping the pattern of your being. Just like a seed knows how to grow into a tree, sacred mantras awaken the dormant energy within you. Om, Gayatri, Soham, these aren't religious incantations. These are vibrational recordings, spiritual codes that reprogram your consciousness. This isn't about superstition. It's not about rituals or blind faith. This is vibrational science. So let me ask you something deeply personal. What mantra are you repeating to yourself every day? Is it, I'm not enough? I'm too late? I'm just surviving? Or is it Tat Tvam Aci? I am that. I am already what I seek. I am already whole. I am already connected. Because what you say within becomes what the universe hears. And what the universe hears becomes the story of your life. Your inner voice is a command to the cosmos. Speak wisely. Speak truthfully. Speak with remembrance. Now let's take this deeper. The Upanishads also speak of Madhu Vidya, the wisdom of sweetness. Have you ever thought about this? The entire universe, with all its vastness and mystery, may be built on just one taste? Just one sweetness? This is the essence of Madhu Vidya, that behind every element, every being, every form, there is one divine nectar. And that nectar is the soul. The third chapter of Chandogya Upanishad teaches that the sun is not just a ball of fire. It is Brahman in radiant form. It is the source of Madhu, the sweet nectar of life, the divine presence that animates all things. And this nectar isn't just out there. It's within you. The same sweetness you find in flowers, in fragrance, in the wind. That same divine taste lives within your heart. The Madhu that lives in the stars lives in your soul. This means you've never been lost. You've never been separated. You've just been searching outside for the nectar that was always inside. The Upanishads ask us to live as if life is a sacred festival. Every moral act, every generous deed, every compassionate moment is a holy offering into this divine celebration. Life is not a burden. It's a ritual. It's worship of the universe inside you. There's a beautiful metaphor in the text. A bee visits many flowers, lotus, rose, jasmine, and gathers nectar from each one. But eventually, all that nectar becomes one honey. Likewise, every experience, every pain, every difference you see in the world, it all merges into one soul. And again, we're brought back to the ancient question. Who are you? Are you a role? A name? A thought? Or are you the pure honey, the divine sweetness that flows through everything? To answer that, we must look deeper. We must pause. We must breathe. Take a moment now. Turn inward. Take a deep breath. And ask yourself, how have I defined myself all these years? What words did I attach to my identity? Were they shaped by the expectations of my parents? The boundaries of society? The pain I never had the courage to speak out loud? And if all those definitions were just stories, just outer layers, then what remains underneath? Are you ready to shed those layers? If so, just speak this one line. I am the one who remembers. That's the moment where the inner sleep breaks. That's when the soul begins to stir. That's the beginning of your return, not to someone new, but to someone eternal. You see, when the prana, the life force, leaves the body, life stops. Thoughts stop. Emotions stop. Identity dissolves. Because prana is not just breath. It's the thread that holds all of consciousness together. The Upanishads describe how all the senses once believed they were the most important, the eyes, the ears, the mind. But when prana began to leave, they all panicked. They begged it to stay, because without it, they were nothing. Prana is Brahman. Just as the sun lights up the outer world, prana illuminates your inner universe. And yes, you can connect with this power through breath, through silence, through pranayama, even 5 minutes a day. Eyes closed, a slow inhale. Su, a gentle exhale. Hum, Soham. I am that, not a chant, not a ritual, but a vibration, your true identity in motion. Your breath is the language of your soul. Change your breath and you change your life. So I'll end with this. You don't need to become anyone new. You simply need to unbecome everything that was never truly you. You don't need to escape the world. You need to remember who you are in the middle of it. You are the voice. You are the sound. You are the nectar. You are the one remembering. And you were never lost, just hidden. And now, you're beginning to see yourself again.